Hello, everyone. Today we're discussing world economies and the free fall that we're just starting to get into. Economy and how economies function is a very complex subject. And if you really want to get into that bunny hole, there is many, you know, YouTube clips out there to look at. The biggest thing right now that is going on in our world is tariffs and pretty much issues with taxation and declining economies. So the biggest thing most people don't realize, because we've been taught the other way, is instead of having the world population becoming so massive that the world cannot support itself, is quite opposite. Many countries like Japan, China, including ours, are having less and less kids every year. Most people are like, so what? That doesn't matter. Have less kids to deal with. Yay! Big problem. On average, it takes 2 to 3 working adults, healthy working adults, to support one person that's on state funded subsidization, whether it be Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, you name it. This goes across the board, whether you're in the Dutch areas, Germany, you name it, that have centralized medical care. It doesn't matter. It comes from taxes. And you have to get taxes from working, healthy, young adults. If you don't have them, then your whole way of moving money around in your economy to take care of the elderly and the people that can't take care of themselves crumbles. So, right now, we are seeing just the start of this. The baby boomers, the ones that came back from World War II and had tons of kids, was our largest generation ever. Probably the largest we'll see in our generations, next 100 years. But right now, you're seeing this in China, Japan, most of Asian countries where they're having, instead of 2 kids, they're having 1 kid. It used to be, on average, a person would have 3 kids, 3.1. There's all these lovely, numbers for each country that constantly change. But basically, the fact is that we're having less and less kids. So we're going to get to a point, instead of having a V shape where we have a lot of people that are over the age of 50 and less of young people, it's kind of going to turn into a up and down rectangle. Because right now we're only having about one person per each, like every a woman that's able to have a child is having about 1.1 kids, which is not good. We need them on average to have about between 2.1, 2.2, and increasing, just to maintain our population. And if you want to take any kind of inference into this, look at Japan. Japan in the last about 20 years has had a big decline in their population. They are paying people to have kids. And you're going to start seeing that in more and more countries. Right now in China, they're having the big effects of the one child policy. All that is coming to have to be paid. On top of that, multiple countries, on top of their normal debt that they've accumulated from overspending, which every country does, all that extra debt is coming due. And just to pay those extra, to the interest on that debt, they're having to use taxes. When you have less and less people pulling, giving taxes because they're not working as much, you have all these people that are retiring. That's where you start to see the economy kind of go in a down spiral. It's not overnight, it's not over a year, but you're going to see it, and it's going to happen. So, what can we do as people that want to prepare for things? Best things for us is to distance ourselves as much as we can away from government support, which is what we kind of do, anyways. But we need to make sure that our finances are in place, make sure that we stay out of debt. I'm not a financial planner, but go see one. Don't have to focus on Social Security and all those other things as your get by, but say, hey, I don't need that because I have taken care of myself financially, and I'm good as and I'm able to do whatever I want in my golden age, and when I get older, 60, 70, 80. So if you have any more questions, please let me know. But biggest thing we can do is for people that are like-minded preparedness is to really get our house in order financially. We need to figure out, have a savings account for emergencies so we don't have to put everything on a credit card. We need to have funds set aside for all kinds of things. So again, we don't have to go into debt. Everything should be planned out. We need to start getting financially aware of how to save our taxes, how to invest, how to use our money so it grows. All these things that were not taught to us in school, well, school's back in session. All these things can help us make sure that we stay as far away from the effects of this economies pretty much collapsing. Now, it's not going to be overnight like the Great Depression. All of a sudden, bam, money's going to be worthless. I hope not. I don't. Most economists don't see that. They see a slow decline. But over time, you're going to see that all these programs that help and support people that can't support themselves are going to become less and less and less. There's just not enough people working to support these programs. I hope this gives you some insight about what's kind of going on, and this can be found in almost every economy. And if you look at it, it's just people not paying into taxes because they're not working. There's not enough people. So again, if you haven't, please subscribe down below. Love sharing this with other people with like-mindedness. We'll be sending 1 or 2 of these videos out a week. And if you have any questions, hit me in the comments below. Have a great day. This is Matt with Prepare Now.